and impatience on his lean face. He was attending to a naked girl. Birth rules seemed to be the same for everyone, regardless the gender. The stranger was probably the resident technician. Let's call him Tech. He growled something inaudible and helped the girl out of the sarcophagus. He sat her in a chair and used the injector on her shoulder too. Once he was done, he moved on to the next sarcophagus. This time I could watch the retrieval procedure from the beginning. I imagined the instruction manual for the process, and in my mind it went something like this. Run your fingers over the buttons on the side of the sarcophagus, wait till the cover rises vertically, throw in a couple of encouraging words like, "Move it, dimwit," then roughly drag the patient outside. The next patient was a man in his 50s. Youthful-looking and athletic, with a touch of silver on the temples of his short black hair. He tried to act the moment his bare feet touched the floor, but was too weak to stand on his own. The tech led him to the chair before disappearing from sight. Looking at the new patient's hair, I reflexively ran my hand through my own. Just as I thought, I was as bald as a cue ball. Not a single hair left. No wonder my head felt chilly. However, there was some sparse growth on my cheekbones and chin. Hopefully it looked stylish. My gaze returned to the girl. Leaning against the back of her chair, her eyes closed, she was coming to her senses. Light flowing from the ceiling exposed her naked body. My curious gaze slid over the alluring curves. The girl seemed unaware of the strangers around her. She was quite the cutie. Redhead, like a fox, a bit plump at the waist and hips. Swearing silently, I looked away. It wasn't appropriate to stare like that. It would be nice if I could cover myself with something, too. Should I try and call the tech? No way. That would attract everyone's attention and make things awkward. Trying to make as little noise as possible with my bare feet, I peered into my sarcophagus. My intuition did not fail me. Near the foothold was a small baggage slot in which I found a singlet, shorts, and a pair of shoes. Minimalism embodied, but it will do for now. I got dressed quickly and decided to be courteous to the girl. I retrieved a similar set of clothes from her sarcophagus and placed it on her knees. "Are those clothes?" she asked, still frowning. Her voice was pleasant and a bit hoarse after awakening. Thin fingers firmly grasped the bundle. She quickly felt it over and instinctively pulled it to her stomach to cover herself. "Indeed it is," I confirmed amiably, trying to force myself to leave. Yet I still stood there, examining her face. She had mostly Caucasian features with a slightly elongated eye shape, which gave her an exotic charm. Lush golden red hair framed her pretty face and reached to her shoulders. Her lips were plump and nose moderately sharp. As I said, foxy. She looked about 20 years old. She had a nicely sculpted body. Hey, enough staring already. Have you got any decency left, man? "Thanks," she said shyly, her eyes still closed. "No problem." Summoning all of my leftover willpower, I stopped gawking and went to help the man. I rummaged through his sarcophagus and threw the bundle into his lap as well. "Hey, buddy, better get dressed before the lady wakes up. We don't want to make her uncomfortable." It was time to find out where and who I was. I was not amused. I couldn't remember my name nor my past. Nothing rang a bell. From what I saw, there was just one exit from the sarcophagus hall. The tech must have went there. With resolve in my step, I headed towards the exit. However, after just a couple of steps, the hall reverberated with a loudspeaker-amplified voice. "Attention! All newcomers proceed to the briefing room immediately." I almost jumped in surprise. The cat was out of the bag. I looked at my fellow companions. Despite his age, the older man turned out to be an athletic type. He helped the girl up and, holding her by the arm, led her towards me. A picture of a caring dad, given the difference in their ages. I wondered if the girl was coming to her senses slower than we were, or was she just pretending to be helpless in order to evaluate the situation better? I probably seemed like a distrustful character. How old was I even? It was hard to judge age by gut feeling alone. In my heart, I was forever 50.